Welcome to the Innovo Pelvic Floor Workout Series. This is your 15-minute workout. First of all, we need to check on our posture, and that's really important that you're sitting nice and tall. It really helps if you pull your butt cheeks out the way so that you can find the sitting bones, and this enables you to really lift away from the sitting bones and up into the pelvic floor. You also want to make sure that you're breathing nice and naturally throughout. There are some exercises where I'll ask you to breathe with me. This is really important to stop you from holding your breath. But most of the time I just want you to breathe naturally. Just keep breathing as you would normally. So our first exercise is the volume switch. This is the exercise where we pull up through our pelvic floor and try and turn it on and up all the way as high as we can go, and then we let it drop back down. I'm going to take you through a series of exercises, and we're aiming to do 10 repetitions of each. So to begin with, sitting nice and tall, start by pulling up through your back passage and front passage. So stop the wind, stop the water. Imagine pulling those 2 points up together and up inside you. Now keep pulling up like a volume switch, turning it on and up, on and up, on and up, all the way up, and then let it come back down. And that's really important that you release the pelvic floor as well as draw it up. So we'll do that again. So pulling up from the back, in from the front, drawing those 2 points up together inside you, lifting up all the way up, up, up. Keep drawing up all the way to the top, and then let it come back down nice and slowly. Just really release the pelvic floor before you go again. So pulling up from the back to the front, drawing those 2 points up together and up inside you. Keep pulling up, turn that volume switch all the way up, and then release and let it come back down. Just remember to keep breathing naturally throughout. So again, pulling from the back, pulling from the front, drawing those 2 points together and up inside you, pulling up and on, up and on, up and on, all the way to the top, and then letting it come back down. And again, pulling up from the back, from the front, drawing those 2 points together, turning that volume switch on and up, on and up. Remember to sit tall as you do this, and as your pelvic floor lifts, think of lifting up your whole posture and then letting it draw back down and just relax. And again, pulling up from the front to the back, drawing those 2 points together, up and on, up and on, up inside you, lifting all the way to the top, as high as you can go, and then let it come back down. And again, pulling from the back to the front, drawing up inside you. Now you might start to feel it's not feeling as strong as it was to begin with. That's fine. Keep pulling up as far as you can, and then let it come back down. And again, pulling up from the back to the front, drawing those 2 points together. So you've stopped the wind, you've stopped the water, you're pulling those 2 points in together up through your center, lifting up all the way to the top, and then letting it come back down. And again, pulling up from the back to the front, drawing those 2 points up together and up inside you, lifting all the way up to the top, and then letting it come back down. We're nearly done. One more to go. Lifting from the back to the front, drawing those 2 points up and in, all the way to the top, and then letting it come back down. So that was 10 contractions. You might find at first it's difficult to get to do all of those 10, but keep trying and you will get there. So this second exercise is called the flick switch. So it's a bit like flicking a light switch on, but really quickly, and then letting it drop back down and releasing it completely. So you do exactly the same thing. You stop the wind, you stop the water, but quickly pull up and then let it come back down. And again, we're going to do 10 contractions. So here we go. Pull up from the back, pull up from the front, switch it on, flick on, and then let it drop back down. So again, pull up, back to front, and then let it come back down. And again, pull up from the back to the front, and then let it come back down. And again, pull up from the back to the front, and release it back down. Stop the wind, stop the water, pull up, and let it come back down. Keep breathing naturally. Pull up from the back to the front, and let it come back down. And again, pull up from the back to the front, draw up, and let it come back down. Nearly there. Flick on, lift up, and let it come back down. 2 more to go. Flick on from the back to the front, and let it come back down. Last one, pulling up from the back to the front, flick on nice and tightly, and let it release and come back down. We're now going to go on to our second exercise, which is called the 5-floor lift. This is where you imagine your pelvic floor is like a lift that can go up through 5 floors. We're going to start at 0 ground, which is where your pelvic floor is relaxed. You're then going to lift up from the back to the front, again as before, stopping the wind, stopping the water. But this time, just pull up to 20% of your effort. This is first floor. You're now going to pull up a little bit more, second floor, 40%. Now pulling up a little bit more, third floor, 60% of your effort. Now pulling up a little bit more, hold it at fourth floor. This is 80% of your effort. Now you're pulling all the way up to 100%. This is as high as you can go. Keep trying to hold it there and then let it come back down. Now this is the one where it's really important you don't hold your breath. It's easy to hold your breath, so keep trying to breathe naturally. Let's go again. Coming up to first floor, 20% of your effort. Then up to second floor, then up to third floor. We're now at 60%, so you've still got a little way to go. Now at fourth floor, pulling up again, hold it there, try and maintain it. Now at fifth floor, which is high as you can go, holding it here, lifting all the way up, and then let it drop back down and see if you can feel it dropping back down through the floors. It really helps to visualize that as well. And again, pulling up from the back to the front, and lifting up through the floors, up to first floor, 20%, up to second floor, 40%, up to third floor, 60%, up to fourth floor, 80% of your effort, and then all the way up to the top, fifth floor, as high as you can go, and then let it drop back down through the floors. Visualize it dropping down and feel it dropping back down until it goes all the way back down to 0. And then again, coming up through the floors. So stopping from the back to the front, stop the wind, stop the water, lift up, 20% of your effort to first floor. Up to second floor, a little bit more. Up to third floor, a little bit more effort. Up to fourth floor, a little bit more. And up to fifth floor is as high as you can go. And when you go up to fifth floor and you pull in really tight, you can also feel your belly coming in a little bit as well, and that's not such a bad thing. So you can put your hands on your belly as you do this to try and feel a little bit of a lift through there as well. Now let it drop back down, and again come up to first floor, 20% of your effort. Up to second floor, 40%. Up a little bit more, up to third floor. Up to fourth floor, you're nearly at the top. And then all the way up to the top, fifth floor, as high as you can go. And then let it drop back down, all the way down. Remember to relax it in between. Keep breathing naturally. And then again, pulling up from the back to the front, up to first floor. Then coming up to second floor. Coming up to third. And then fourth. And then fifth is as high as you can, lifting all the way up. And then letting it drop back down. Remember, you can put your hand on your tummy if you want to as you do this. So pulling up from the back to the front, up to first floor. Pulling up to second floor. Up to third. Up to fourth. Up to fifth is as high as you can go. Can you feel your tummy coming in? And then let it drop back down, all the way down through the floors. Relax, relax, relax. And then again, pulling up to first floor. Remember to keep that spine nice and tall. Up to second floor. And then up to third, up to fourth. Fifth is as high as you can go. Nice tall spine as you do this. Breathe, don't hold your breath. And then let it come back down. You've got one more to go. Take some breaths, relax a little bit, and we'll do the last one. Here we go, from the back to the front, lifting up. And then up a little bit more. And then up a little bit more. You're now on fourth floor, nearly there. And then pulling up as high as you can go, and then letting it come back down. So we're now going to go on to our third exercise, and this is very similar to the last one, but this time we're going to go up through the 5 floors a little bit more quickly, and then we're going to let it come back down and try and hold it on the way back down. This can be a little bit difficult at first, but again, practice and practice, and it will get easier to do. So here we go, pulling up from the back to the front. So stop the wind, stop the water, lift up to first, up to second, up to third, up to fourth, and up to fifth as high as you can go. Now, Try to lower it down, but hold it halfway, somewhere between second and third floor. Now you know if you're holding it, because when I ask you to let go, you'll feel it drop down. Okay, so drop it down now, just let it go. Did you feel it drop down? If you didn't feel anything at all, then you need to try and hold it up a little bit higher, or it might be a question of just practice until you feel it easier to do. So let's try it again. Remember, this is quite hard, so bear with me on this one. You can do this. So pulling up from the back to the front, lifting up first, second, third, fourth, fifth is as high as you can go, and then lower it back down and hold it there. Now breathe for me as you do this. Breathe, hold it, breathe. One more breath. And as you do that second breath, see if it drops back down. Did it drop back down? If it did, well done, you know you're doing it. If it didn't, try again. Here we go. Pulling up through the floors, up to first, second, third, fourth, fifth is as high as you can go. Hold it, and then let it drop back down. You're trying to hold it about halfway. Just holding it somewhere is fine for now. Relax the rest of your body as you do this. You're holding that pelvic floor up, but you don't want to tense into other parts of your body. Breathe. And then let it drop back down. And as you breathe out, just feel that relaxation in the whole of your body. Keeping that spine nice and tall though. Remember to sit up tall. And then again, pulling up through the floors. So coming up first, second, third, fourth, fifth is as high as you can go. Hold it there, and then let it drop back down. And hold, and hold. Keep trying to hold it. Keep breathing in and out. And then see if you can let it drop back down. Did it fall? Well done if it did. If it didn't, remember there's always a next time. Here we go again, pulling up first, second, third, fourth, fifth is as high as you can go. Hold it there. Hold it. And then let it drop back down halfway. Try and maintain that half level holding. Breathe. And then let it drop back down all the way. And again, coming up from the back passage to the front. Stop the wind, stop the water, pulling up first, second, third, fourth, fifth is as high as you can go. Lift all the way up. And then see if you can hover it halfway. Now you might be getting tired, so you might find you can't hold this anymore. Just try. And then let it drop back down. Nearly there. Stopping from the back, stopping from the front, pulling up first, second, third, fourth, fifth is as high as you can go. And then hold it halfway. So let it come back down. Try and maintain that. Breathe. And as you do that second breath, let it drop back down. We're on to our last one. Pulling up from the back to the front, drawing up first, second, third, fourth, fifth is as high as you can go. And then let it drop back down halfway. Hold it there. Breathe. Keep trying to maintain it at third floor. Use the visual. See it there. Hold it there. And then let it drop all the way back down. Well done. Now you might find at this point your pelvic floor really is quite tired, but if you can, you're going to try some quick flicks, just 10 of them to finish off your workout. Here we go. Pull up from the back, pull up from the front, switch it on, flick on, and then let it drop back down. So again, pull up, up, back to front, and then let it come back down. And again, pull up from the back to the front, and then let it come back down. And again, pull up from the back to the front, and release it back down. Stop the wind, stop the water, pull up, and let it come back down. Keep breathing naturally. Pull up from the back to the front, and let it come back down. And again, pull up from the back to the front, draw up, and let it come back down. Nearly there. Flick on, lift up, and let it come back down. 2 more to go. Flick on from the back to the front, and let it come back down. Last one, pulling up from the back to the front, flick on nice and tightly, and let it release and come back down. Well done, you've now completed the 15-minute workout. Now this one really is quite difficult to do, so if you've managed to do all the exercises, you really are doing amazingly. But if you haven't, don't worry about it. Practice makes perfect, so keep coming back to these videos. The more you do it, the more you will succeed. There's also lots more information on our website, so remember to visit us at restorethefloor.com.